Hi guys, today welcome all to session 14 of React training. So, in this training, we are going to see about enabling the login component to work in sync with the employee list. So, basically, what we are going to do is when the user is logged in, we are going to show this page. If he is not logged in, by default we will show this login page. So for the simplicity, I don't want to have a database and save username and password, and based on whether the user and password is present in that table, I don't want to do that. It will make the application more complicated. So what I am going to do is, if the user enters user and pass, username as user and password as pass, and if he clicks submit, I am going to show him in this page. If he enters any other username or password, I am going to show not a valid user. This is the use case for me for this simple application. Let's start working on that. So this is our application. So right now, if you see, we will be able to see that application login page. If I move, I will be able to see the login page. Let me make it work with the employee list. Right now, if you see, it displays only the login page. It doesn't normally displays the employee list. What we need out of this application. For doing that, let me add some more states here. I will add a state user with maybe a empty username and password for saving the password. Let this also be empty. Let me add a error, which let it show the error, and logged in to find out the state whether the user is logged in or not. By default, let it be false. Okay. So these are states what I have added. The employees, as you know, what it shows, it will say the list of employees, user for saving the username, and password for saving the password, error for displaying the error to the user, and this logged in will, based on this, we will decide whether the user has logged in or not. Let me add that here. We can even add a constant for login. Login, maybe I will add. So my intention here is, so if the state is logged in, if it is true, I will return the JSX. It will return the employee list, what I've saved here, JSX, which will display the employee list. Else, if it is not logged in, I will return the log. Let us see whether we are able to see the login and JSX. Right now, since the default value is false, you will be able to see only the login. Yes. Right now, we have to do certain things like maybe we have to first the login name. If you see now, we can't change anything. to be able to change the username and password, we have to re-render the state on change of username and password. Then only it is possible. So we have to send the username and password from here. Maybe I will have something called username here. I have to change it in the JSX. So username dot state dot user and password this dot state dot password. And for handling the change handlers, we will use on change username, so that we are able to re-render the page on change of the user or user in this case. So what we will do is, so whenever the user changes the username, we are going to go ahead, in a bracket here, change the state in this case. So what I have to change is this, maybe a user equal to, I will get a event from this. I will use that to change the value. Event dot get dot value. So I can just copy paste. Let me see, I was seeing error over there. Let me see what is that error. So I need to put a bracket here. The same issue here. Okay. Now I have written the handlers for username and password. Now you should be able to change the state. Let me check that how the issue is gone. So let me check now. Should be able to edit, I think. Edit. Oh, I have to add the change handlers over in the login as well. Not added it. First I will add a props here. The value should be props.user. So the value is being set from the parent. Check it and on that password. Yes. Okay. So I have done that now, and I have to do the handle the change handlers as well. So let me do that. So this is a event binding. So on change, when the user changes anything, I want the props object to call the on change username. Likewise, when the user changes anything on the password, the props object has to call on change password. And I think I did a mistake now. No issue, errors, and we are able to edit. Then another thing would be, when the user clicks on submit, we should change the login so that we are able to see the employee list. Let me do the change for that. So button on click, I have not written the function on the parent side. Let me hide it. Submit, maybe keep it. Submit handler. Okay. So let me write this function in the parent component, that is app.js, to handle so whenever the submit handler is called, I need to change the state as logged in as true. Okay. Fine. I think it is clear now. So whenever I am not yet set a condition that whether to do it on based on the username and password. So right now, whenever the user clicks on, you will be able to see the employee list. So let me add a condition now. Okay. Add a condition. If this dot try this way, still I'm getting this error. Need to be I made a mistake here. Okay. So when this user is like this, I will set the state as logged in. I will set the, and I have also missed to add the error case in this. Let me add a error case. Maybe I will add a label props.error. I have to add the error attribute in the parent component. I think now the error has gone, and let me check now. So what I'm doing is, maybe I've also added error up here, this dot props dot error, and this will set the value here, and we don't need a handler for error because we will not be editing that. Okay, let us see now. So no errors, we are happy, and let me do something. Let me give user pass. Here we are able to go, but we are not seeing the error. Sorry, I made a mistake here. It should be state.error. Okay. Let me check it now. So we are able to see that. Okay. If you are going to give it as user pass, it will go inside. We can maybe a small CSS change we can do to show this value in red. Maybe I will add that. Can go to the login.js. Can add a style here and here set. Let me check whether that changes come. Yes, we are done with the change, and thanks a lot. We'll be adding a logout button in the next session. Thanks guys.